such an asshole.
All right, we got kind of a interesting question. Hey, Cappy, nothing in this message really needs censorship, so don't worry. Recently, there's been a massive surge in red pill public awareness. That has happened. It has. I wouldn't say it's exponential, but I guess it is exponential. Not going viral. Every pro clutching Karen is practically tripping over themselves to blame the manosphere, but I don't buy it. There's the saying, men don't red pill men, women do, and I myself chose to go MGTOW as a blue pilled simp, blue pimp. The Smurfs must have got a new industry. Blue pilled simp without a drop of red pill knowledge, despite having infrequent success in getting laid. Getting women to agree to a date was hard, but they all turned into first night sober lays with fit women. Well, that's good. I mentioned that before in a previous request, and you had expressed a curiosity. So if you want more details, feel free to ask. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so the two, I needed this. Let's just lead with this. The too long didn't read version of my experience is, despite getting infrequently laid, I was met with overwhelming indifference and apathy. There are no horror stories. It's just a series of women using me for entertainment because they were bored. So on to the titular question. How much of this recent societal change is just operant conditioning? It seems mad for content creators like to attribute society's change to themselves. I disagree with that. I don't know who you're listening to. Kind of the irony is I don't really tune in that much to my colleagues, if you want to call them that. I still am loath to call this an industry. But I think that's just hammers seeing everything as nails. The people who consume that content have already taken the first step on their own. Don't get me wrong, content creators serve a valuable purpose. They remind you and affirm that the stove is hot so you don't have to get burned again to confirm or remember or help you to understand why you were burned. How, guys? Oh, God. No, it's not changing. It's not changing, Aaron. It's just not going to change. It's just going to be like this until you're dead. Okay. However, to believe that they are the impetus for this change seems misguided. Okay, I'm sure some of the people you listen to maybe present that or seem to claim that, but I have had the different experience where most of these people are reacting to the environment that has changed. I don't think this has been a proactive movement. I think it has been a reactive movement. Feminism was a proactive movement. Hey, you know that thing we've been doing all this time for all those years? Let's change that. All right, so they changed it. The red pill community, minister, whatever you want to call it, that is, hey, the environment has changed. What's going on? Oh my God, this is what's going on. We got to change. We got to react. We have to change our strategies and ourselves and everything else. So but I don't really see. It always leads with women XYZ. They've taken the initial step. Something has changed on the part of the behavior of women. And now most of the guys are reacting to that. However, to believe that what is your perspective on the matter? How much for this video? Your recent video, A Critical Thing, Feminism Overlooked, was concise and well composed. I would like to sponsor another Cappy original that's still 35. Yes. 3, what do you have against patchouli? Holy schizo question here, Batman. Patchouli doesn't smell that good. And there's nothing against patchouli per se, but every person, not most, every single person I've smelled patchouli on is a loser. They're always avoiding work. They're always a leftist. They're always I would rather hang out with people with tattoos, to be perfectly honest, because at least people with tattoos, sometimes they were in the military or they work. Patchouli is just a universal smell of the parasite and the leftist. They're just like, oh, I want to let people know I also don't want to work. I smell so natural. So yeah, patchouli's kind of no. All right, so let's get to your question. Is it operant conditioning? So I had to look up what operant conditioning means. And operant conditioning is the Maslow rat experiments that kind of, oh, you press the pedal, you get a you get a pellet of food, and they're conditioned to press the lever to get a pellet of food. Yeah, it is operant conditioning, but then I ask, well, what is it? Um, it isn't you're always responding to your environment. And I would say the red pill is reactionary. I think it's a more descriptive way, but we could call it operant conditioning. Right. If if things had just kept on going on like they were for the past 200,000 years of human history, girls would stay thin, guys would be masculine and in shape. Guys had that. If the social contract wasn't broken, it remained traditional as it was before, our behaviors probably would not have changed. And as I've made the argument before, technology has effectively eliminated scarcity. I know there's still scarcity, but not in terms of our lower levels of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And democracy has ushered in a welfare state that has replaced women's dependency, or at least insurance, not upon an individual man, but the taxpayer via the government. And now when that has been a change, and the red pill is now women are reacting to that. And now, and again, as I've pointed out before, I don't think women like men all that much to begin with. Again, they'll put words in my mouth and say women hated men. They just didn't like you guys that much. And now that they have a choice, it's very clear they've made that choice. And since women were largely the most important thing in men's lives, now men are reacting to that. It wasn't like we just sitting, I was singing a song, minding my business. Then some pissed off feminists came along. Flash, bam, alakazam. They accused me of being part of the patriarchy. It didn't just, poof. No, it happened. Well, I guess it was kind of flash, bam, alakazam. I'm like, what did we do? I just got here. I was just born 20 years ago. What are you talking about? And so now men are reacting to that change in behavior. I don't believe. I want to know who you think these red pill guys are. Says we're leading, and we decided just. I was sitting on the toilet someday. I say, who's got to be put in their place? Women. They're so nice and charming and sweet and kind and supportive and thin and loving. Better start yelling and complaining about them. That's not what happened. It was all reaction to feminism largely. And I don't know one guy in my industry that claimed there's some kind of new. You understand the difference? Like the feminist movement, that was new. That was a different concept. Red pill isn't. It's new in the fact that it was long lost or purged wisdom that has simply been rediscovered, but it's been no one said. Most of the guys were like, "Well, I'm going to go to college and be a good, supporting, sensitive '90s guy." That was it. That was all it was. And now it's like this isn't working. Matter of fact, we're getting pretty pissed off of being accused for all your problems. And then guys are also interested in girls, so they have a vested interest in them, and that's why this is such a passionate and visceral thing. But it's still reactionary. It's still reactionary. And I think your MGTOW point, that is reactionary, but that it's like not reacting anymore. I'm out of here. If you do that correct, like you become a stoic and you're just like, yeah, okay, wasn't my time, wasn't my generation. Born in the wrong decade, born in the wrong generation, whatever, but that's here I am. Okay, gone. I'm not dealing with it anymore. What else is on the menu? Yeah. So there you go. And I'll do an original later. So yeah, I think this is a reactionary or operant conditioning. That's about it. So link down below is the menu, Life Without the Opposite Sex, as many of you are finding out, ladies included, and half of you aren't getting married. Those of you under 40. And then what else? And then the Book of Numbers, Analyzing the ROI in the Pursuit of Women. That there is your numerical, mathematical reality of women's declining or general disinterest in men, or their actual interest. What has been declining, but I would say here's their actual interest in you. Plan accordingly. It's also negative and pessimistic, even though it's numerical and it is real. It's just like, oh yeah, I still got that little bit of humanity. I'm like, wow, they really don't like. They're really not interested in humanity. So there you guys go. All right. Let's go to super chats. Jared Pugh, $2 best national parks for December and January. December, January. Foreign national parks in the southern hemisphere. December and January. See, if you're going to do anything mountains, it's going to be cold. Oh, Big Bend National Park. If it's warm enough, maybe Zion. Death Valley. Okay. I honestly, I wouldn't even be doing national parks. I'd be doing state parks in Arizona. That's what I would do. State parks in Arizona or New Mexico or anything south. But yeah, there's not a lot. I definitely Arizona's got some beautiful stuff for winter. It's a big state. A lot of stuff goes on in Arizona, but I'd be doing your state parks and local parks because your national parks, they're mostly mountainous or high plains desert, and it's going to be cool. And you're going in the thick of winter and all. Daniel Borgensen, 20 Norwegian kroners. What makes some more resilient to conditioning? I don't know if you could be resilient to your conditioning. I mean, if it's fake conditioning, let me rephrase that. There's, I guess, conditioning in your environment. If it's your environment, you can't rebuke that. You can't refuse your environment. You have to adapt to your environment. Like, give you a very simple example. Yesterday, I went hiking. I went hiking up a mountain, big hill. It goes uphill. The environment was conditioning me to put more calories of energy and breathe heavier and get my heart rate up. You cannot refuse or resist against your environment. You can do it. Which is the worst thing to do because you're trying to deny reality. So I would say accept your environment and the conditioning that comes with it because you have no other choice. But when people are trying to condition you outside of reality, more brainwashing is what we would call that. You just simply look and see if what they're claiming is true. A classic example that would have saved us trillions of dollars, literally tens of trillions of dollars, is follow your heart and the money will follow. Any kind of that propaganda, those lies about the value of different types of college degrees. All you had to do was look up, okay, what's starting salary? Or what is the, career trajectory of someone who has a degree in journalism or whatever. And then it's up to the individual to use their brain and to be empirical and have the courage to be intellectually honest and remove their emotions or what they would like the reality to be. You just take a look at reality and say, okay, what's reality? Well, reality says I shouldn't go major in early childhood education. But all you are just telling me to follow my heart and the money will follow. I'll give you another one that will also help a particular group of people save trillions of dollars over the generations. Black poverty. It's not racism. Oh, sure, there's racism. Yeah, okay, that's not your biggest problem right now. Your biggest problem is having more kids than you could afford, also majoring in dumb stuff. I don't know about spending habits. But that's the cause of all poverty, not specific to the Black community. The reason most people are poor, I guess we could extrapolate to the reason people are poor is you have more kids than you afford, and if you do go to college, you major in dumb crap. All right. but that doesn't feel good to say, well, stop having more kids. You did this. You made a choice that resulted in bad consequences. No, I want to believe it's the patriarchy or the whatever, the Jews or the white man. You see how it feels better. No. It's your life, man. You cannot afford to be living these lies and doing what feels good. You got to critically assess why you're in the situation you're in, or critically assess, okay, how do I get to this goal? Right? Okay, what's society telling me? And that's where you got to look at empirical reality, the data versus what they're telling you, and then realize whether or not what they're telling you is congruent with reality and therefore the truth, and therefore you follow that advice and you'll do better, or it's not congruent with reality, and then you get to make a choice. You get to see whether you're going to put on your big girl panties or not. Do you have the intellectual honesty and courage and strength to refuse the brainwashing that feels good and then accept the hard choices? Usually for success, it's hard choices. Or do you take the easy route and you go with what feels good, and then you abandon reality, and then you're a 35-year-old single mom with student loan debt for her master's degree in social work, who is 100% to blame for her own crappy situation, but then is going to go and blame patriarchy or white males or the Republicans in the Senate. So what makes more resilient to conditioning? Like brainwashing form of conditioning, non-reality propaganda, lies, strength, intellectual strength and courage, a commitment to the truth and reality. That's it. That's what makes it. Doesn't make you resilient. It makes you immune. You just make a simple policy for your own best long-term interests. I want to succeed in life when I'm older. I'm going to ignore all the lies my teachers and parents and politicians tell me. I'm going to critically look at what the real world requires of me, or what I got to do in this environment to achieve that goal. I mean, you could, God almighty, look at the diet industry. It'll take this pill. Here's the short way. No. How do you lose weight? You eat less and you work out more. That's it. That's it. Sorry, not rocket science, but trillions of dollars has been made selling different groups of people lies about, oh, well, there's a shortcut, or it's not your fault. Have fun wasting your life. Oh yeah, good one. The Everglades. Yep, that's Florida's. Go hang out in a swamp, but I just chill out in Florida. I think winter would just be, it's time to sit on a beach time. That's what I would do. All right, there you guys go. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.